All right, I planned for this speech. While I was planning for this speech, I received a lot of feedback. I was told that I should walk from one point to another point whenever I transitioned. I was told that I should keep my hand motions within the frame of my chest. I was told that I should start my speech off with a personal anecdote, like how I planned for my speech. Now, a lot of this feedback did help my speech grow. I presented my ideas more clearly. I captured my audience's attention, and overall I appeared to be a more confident speaker. But there was a point when I had to ask, what is this doing to my speech? It seemed to me that the emphasis of the editing process had gone from what I was saying to how I said it. Now, this wasn't the first time that I experienced this level of disconnect from my own ideas. I went to the University of Texas to do a speaking workshop, and while I was there, I was told that I shouldn't have 4 pieces of evidence because people seem to like the magic number 3. I was told that I can't be so passionate when I speak to people because for some reason I come across as angry. It didn't seem to matter if my 4th piece of evidence supported what I was saying, or if I was convicted about my idea. I still had to follow the structure. My ideas were being compromised by what someone else said that I needed. Now, I'm not saying that structure is bad. Structure helps things stay upright. And in speaking, structure is a foundation for us to build up our speeches. But it is not a point of how high they can go. At the point that we subtract from our ideas and plug it into a mathematical formula, we're no longer giving our own speech. We are filling in blanks. Now, why? Why has humanity's most powerful form of communication no longer about communicating with each other? According to an article from October of 2012 in the Daily Mail, people are more afraid of public speaking than snakes, spiders, heights, and even death. This means that people are more afraid of standing up in front of each other and sharing their ideas than ceasing to exist. So how this relates to structure is that there is a psychological phenomenon called avoidance. Now, what avoidance is, essentially, is that people will avoid situations of which they might receive personal criticism. So, what structure does is that it alleviates a little bit of that fear by making a barrier between the person laying bare their ideas and the audience. It is a crutch for the people who are afraid of public speaking, which granted is the majority of people, and the personal criticism that they might receive on what they are saying. Now, if our ideas is our presentation to the world, then what we say is important. If humans couldn't express their ideas fully, the world would be a very different place. Let's take 1984, for example. 1984 by George Orwell is a book that features Winston Smith, a man that can be shot or killed by the thought police just for saying what he thinks. Now, we live in a society of free information. I can say or think whatever I want most of the time. However, at the point that we edit ourselves because of our own crippling fear of what other people have to say, we've become our own big brother. The only censors is ourselves. Now, history has shown that the people that say their ideas how they want them to be heard do make a difference. In fact, the famous words, "I have a dream," were edited out of Martin Luther King's first few drafts. The only reason that he stood in front of his nation that day and said those famous words was because his friend Mahalia Jackson said to him, tell them about your dream. Now, fourthly, you can have a 4th point. You have an idea, and whether or not it's a good one, you should share it with the world. You need to be the person who won because they thought outside the box. You need to be Winston Smith and fight against your own personal big brother. You need to be the person who defies structure despite what other people say. Be your own idea. Thank you.